first off, you guys, conference championships this week, and it seems like this season has flown by. Meet after meet, on the road, week after week, and now we're getting into the final weeks of this season. But talk about going into this conference event this week.
Well, Humboldt's ranked pretty high, and for the first time in a very long time, we have athletes who are going in placed to win, and that's a huge deal. Even going in and like ranked third or fourth, you have the opportunity at conference to peak, and ideally that's where you want to be peaking. And it's really fun to watch the progression at the beginning when you see people PR and then you see them PR again and again, and now it's time for championships, and you're like, you have the opportunity to win right now. And as a team, I know everyone's really excited to watch that happen and cheer each other on.
When you go into this conference meet facing the other conference opponents, what makes it? Is there a different feel to it besides going over to Chico or going down to an LA? What's the kind of feeling like when you have the other conference teams there?
Yeah, conference is probably our biggest meet that we go to as a team all together, and it's kind of like you got that pride because you're with all the state schools, your whole conference. We don't ever come together in one place except for conference. So yeah, some of us compete against other schools in LA, and the NorCal schools always compete against each other, but it kind of gives us the opportunity to see where we are in California, and that's unique to this meet only. And it makes everyone want to do well, and it makes, we see the other competition, and we see how we are as a team, and it just like brings out like our pride and Humboldt and school, and that's really important. It makes this meet so much different than the rest, and in a really special way. So I know all of us are really excited to see, where we are, and I know we're going to do really well.
Talk about your performance of last weekend.
It was a long weekend. He takes a series of us down, and it's 3 meets in a row. So I ran the 400 hurdles one day, the open 400, and the 400 hurdles on the last day. And I PR'd on the first day in 400 hurdles by a little 0.3. And I remember my coach telling me that I had to run that again, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to PR from that. I'm so tired. That was already so hard, and I was fussy. I did not want to run it again. But the next day was the open 4. I haven't run the open 4 in a while, and I PR'd by over a second. So I went from a 57.2 to a 56 flat, and that was huge. I did not even, I was in shock for that, and I was so excited, and going into the third day I was so tired. All of us were so tired, and I actually was begging Sarah. I was like, please don't make me run, please. But it paid off because I qualified for nationals, and it put me first in conference in the 400 hurdles. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can do that for the team, and to win conference would be incredible.
There's been quite a few athletes that have qualified for nationals.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say they feed off one another, and like, hey, one person does it, they want to do the same thing.
Totally.
But what does it say about you guys team-wise when you guys have had so many people qualify and hitting that mark?
Yeah, well, Kate and Corey are 2 very good friends of mine, and Corey's actually my roommate. And when you're hitting provisional marks or automatic marks, and you want your other teammates to be there with you, you want them to go together. And Corey sat me down a couple days before we went to LA, and she was like, I want you to understand how realistic this is, and that you can do this. And of course you're like, no, I can't, because you don't want to get your hopes up. But both Corey and Kate and Tegan, on trips like this, it really takes everything you have to push the other person. And Humboldt's really cool with, we line the track. When someone's running, you will hear us the entire way, and that's something special. It makes you run faster. And I hear Kate and Corey and Tegan and Sarah and Pesh the entire time you're running, and that makes you run faster, and that makes you want it. And when I PR'd this weekend, Corey was on the 300 mark, and I heard her, and she was like, how bad do you want this? And you're like, I want this, I want to go with them. And when I crossed the line and everyone came running up, I just started bawling. I was like, I can't believe that actually happened, but I would not be there if I didn't have them.
Nice. I found a question, the meet being at San Francisco, it is a long drive, well, not as long as compared to other drives, but San Francisco coast, it's not like it's going to be 80, 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Talk about that film, that being familiar, I guess, with the familiar weather, I guess, down there in the track.
Yeah, San Francisco is more comfortable, I think, for us Humboldt kids. Last year we went to San Diego and it was like 87 and all of us were like dying. So I think that being somewhere cooler and at a track that we're familiar with is actually going to help us quite a bit. We've run there a few times this season, so we all know the track pretty well. And I think actually clouds will be good for us because we kind of thrive in that kind of weather. So I think it'll work in our favor.